Folks, we're back. It's your captain for tonight, Jet 707. You know what it is. Tonight's video, we're reviewing the Summer League Game 1, mainly through the lens of Bruce Thornton and, of course, Quadir Copeland. Before we get started, I just want to say a quick thank you to all the super early subscribers. As you guys know, the channel's only 2 weeks old. We are now sitting at 88 subscribers. And for that, I just want to say thank you, for real. You guys, the first 100, you guys are triple OGs. You could still be a double OG if you're in that first 1,000. So you know what it is. You want the latest Rockets content, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Thank you. As you guys know, the channel is brand new. And in the first couple videos, we did cover Bruce Thornton and Quadir Copeland. But I don't think I did it justice because unlike those videos, I'm still new at this. I didn't know how to provide the slides, but I got the slides and the visuals. Again, they will blow your mind when you see how efficient and just how good this guy was in college basketball. You guys saw it. It wasn't just the final box score. It was the way he controlled the pace. Nothing looked too big. It was easy. It was easy. That's who he is. I compared him to Jalen Brunson at the same age. Don't get me wrong, not today's Jalen Brunson. But you guys can look it up for yourselves and know I'm not BSing here. That is the comp he has. Those were their last years in college are eerily similar, with Bruce's being slightly better. And those are the only two guys in that database that have that profile. For real, go look it up, and I'll provide some of that info in a little bit. Obviously, it's not the same thing. Jalen Brunson won a national title his last year in college. Actually, he won 2, but he wasn't the main guy on the first one. And even on the second one, he had a bunch of good guys on his team. He had like 3 other guys get drafted before him. Was it McCall Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, Omar Spielman, and even the year before that, Josh Hart also was a first-round pick. And Jalen Brunson, the 33rd pick by the Mavericks, who drafted him and Luka and decided they didn't want to keep him. But Bruce Thornton, 31st overall pick, and people were slamming this draft pick on draft night. You know, my channel at the time, 0 subscribers. I was over here banging my fist on the table for this guy. For anybody that follows me on the Dream Shake, and I don't have social media. I post on Reddit just, to share my videos, and mainly the Dream Shake. SB Nation, and if you're a Jets follower and football, you will know me too. I have the same screen name, Jet707. That is me. Eventually, I will start doing Jets videos here. I don't want to scare any Rockets fan off. This is going to be a Rockets video channel. It's going to be a combination of both, and you're not going to get less Rockets and more Jets. We're going to have a 50-50 even split, minimum 2 to 3 videos per team. That is just me. Those are my favorite teams. Anybody wants an explanation on how that became to be, I'm more than happy to elaborate on a different day. Look across the association, though. I did mean it when I said Thornton was the most efficient guard in college basketball last year. And for a team, people think Raphael Stone's on the hot seat. I would disagree with that. He's been with the organization since, 2005 as an assistant and till now. I think he's got a little more pull than Udoka, let's say. But Udoka, he might very well be on the hot seat. So they went ahead and got a guy who is ready to play. This isn't a Reed Shepherd situation where he didn't even play point guard his 1 year in college and he came off the bench. This guy is a 4-year captain, 2 years as a star, really. He's had the reps in big-time moments. And to a lesser degree, Copeland was more or less the dude at NC State. At least definitely he was the captain of the ship, so to speak. He was the point guard, and we'll get into him later because he impressed me too. To my original point, across the association, let's take a look at guys who were drafted ahead of him. Spanish point guard Sergio De La Rey. What did he have? 9 points on 3 of 14 shooting, 6 boards, 5 assists. For a guy who was a 40% shooter overseas on be it small volume, he went 1 of 9. These are for the last today and yesterday I'll be speaking about. And I'm going to keep it to just guards. Ibuka Okori, a little bit better, 20 points on 8 of 16 shooting, 2 of 5 from deep, 4 assists, 1 turnover. I've mentioned it before. I mentioned it in my last video. I'm really high on him, so good for him. I'm hoping that Stanford staff can do the same for a Corey with Hakeem Olajuwon's son, who will be a freshman this year coming up. LeBaron and Phylon, I know he had a lot of huge fans. I wasn't too hot on him. 18 points, 7 assists, 3 turnovers, but on 6 of 19 shooting, I don't know. He's a point guard. The 7 assists, good for him. I don't think he's a distributor at the next level. I see him as a very undersized score first point guard. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if he's still getting that fake 6'4" listing. He's about 6'2.5", and he's 170 something pounds. He's very light. Mikal Brown, the 6th overall pick, 20 points, 6 of 12, 3 of 6 from deep, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. Pretty good game for him. Darius Acuff of the Kings, 19 points, 7 assists, 4 turnovers, but again, on 6 of 20 shooting, 3 of 9 from deep. Keaton Wagler, the 5th overall pick, what did he have, like 7 points on 1 of 7 shooting? Not a good first impression. Christian Anderson, what selection did he go? I'm not sure, because the Hornets, they had 2 first-round picks. They took Steinbach, and then they took Anderson, who ended up with 6 points and 2 turnovers, couple assists, 0 of 5 from 3, 2 of 11 from the field. Again, I'm only bringing these guys up because we're going to compare them directly with Bruce Thornton. Again, people thought I was being a homer, and I try to tell them, no, Bruce Thornton can ball, believe me. And you know what? We'll even include Darren Peterson, who in this past game had 24 points, 6 of 18 shooting, 8 turnovers, 9 fouls. Yes, the rules are different in Summer League. Obviously, we saw Bruce Thornton had 6 fouls. But, I mean, we have subpar refereeing in this situation. Quadir Copeland also had 9 fouls. So make that of it what you will. I only include Peterson because his camp was trying to keep him away from Utah, and they insisted, he's a point guard who somehow averaged like 1 assist a game. And don't get me wrong, assists are not everything in college. You got to use context when it comes to that. But that is a low number if we've ever heard it. But as of this recording, Bruce Thornton outplayed all of them. I try to tell you guys, Mr. Efficiency himself. 7 of 8 from the field for 27 points, 3 of 8 from 3, perfect at the line, 7 of 7. This would have been even higher. So they're trying out this new rule where it's like 1 free throw attempt or something like that. Like anytime you get fouled, they're trying to talk about the pace of the game, and it's such a stupid rule. It's like the free throws are what they are, He had 3 boards and 3 assists. More importantly, only 1 turnover and a plus 20 in the box score. Like I said, it's not flashy. It's just damn well. Like, he's not a crazy passer, but he's a smart one. He talked about how there's part of his game modeled around Fred VanVleet, and you see it with the way he takes care of the ball. And the 3 assists, that's one thing. As far as on my notes, I counted 7 others that guys just missed those wide open shots. And people get it twisted when they talk about a player's athleticism. Like, if a guy doesn't dunk, they're like, oh yeah, he's not athletic, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, again, Jalen Brunson, obviously that's a high-end comp, but we just seen him win Finals MVP, right? Dude's definitely a player. People will think if a guy doesn't dunk, he can't be athletic, right? And quickly, I'll just put up Bruce Thornton's family background. If you think he's not athletic, I mean, his dad was drafted by the Cowboys, 4th round pick. It was a while ago, 2003, just off the top of my head. His mother was a basketball player. His brother is the starting strong safety for the Florida Gators, and I'm a huge football fan. Based off what I've seen, he's a draftable player. So, athletic genes, to say the least, for the people that say, oh no, I didn't see any dunks. And I'll put the percentiles up there. He didn't have many dunks in college. I think he had 0 in the half court and maybe like 6 overall, like on fast breaks. But the efficiency, making nearly 3 out of 4 shots in college at the rim. And we saw it today. The officiating's horrible. There's a few times I thought he got fouled on floaters, and they called some of it. They didn't. But you see that little bowling ball frame, man. Guys just bounce off of them. This dude is ready to go day one. And I'm telling you right now, he is going to push Reed Shepherd in practice every day for playing time. Speaking of Reed Shepherd, how many times us Rockets fans were like, no, don't do it, him and Amen. And we get it, they're learning on the fly. But how many times do they pick up their dribble and you're like, don't pick up your dribble right there. What are you doing, right? Did you guys just not watch this game? Because this is the same thing on the college film. Bruce Thornton knows how to run a team. He can really dribble. They try to trap him many times at half court or double team, whatever you want to call it. He handled it with poise. He was exceptional in that department. Again, only one turnover today. This is a guy that's not going to piss down his leg when they throw extra bodies at you. He's poised. This is a 4-year player. He's 22 years old. Quadir Copeland is 22. Birthdays are about 10 days apart. They'll both be 23 by the time September rolls around. But in this instant, for this particular Rockets team, I think that's a great thing. Like, I think there is a path to him getting early minutes. I don't think that Fred's ready, just on all the rumblings we're hearing. And I am of the mindset that he might be moved before the trade deadline. We'll see how the Rockets season goes, but at the very least, he is not going to be an everyday player. Like the Rockets we got hosed last year. How many back-to-backs did we have? 20 plus, I want to say. I don't have the exact numbers here, but it was something like that. And a guy that we're getting in Bruce Thornton, again, people can be like, oh, point guard. Can you be like a high assist guy? That's what the casual fan's going to think. You need to have a high assist count to be a point guard in today's league. And, most of the good point guards nowadays most of them are combo guards. Like, how many Chris Pauls do we even have in the league today? And again, if you watch Bruce Thornton at Ohio State, what are those guys that he's playing with? They're all going to be working at Wiener Schnitzel, right? Or stocking shelves. Those guys were not NBA players. By my tally, he could have had 10 assists. Obviously, you can't count on everybody to hit every shot, but he had 7 passes that would have led to points with guys wide open. Just saying. And we'll see how he does in a scaled down role. He wasn't really known for his defense, right? But if you watched him at Ohio State, never once would you go look at him and be like, oh, he's a horrible defender. Yeah, if you're small, they're going to try to hunt you. And we saw that. He did foul a couple times when they tried to post him up. But for the most part, none of them scored on him. Like I said, the whistles are kind of bad. We saw it a few times. We saw him get caught on the center, 3 times at least today? And he did a great job of denying them the ball. A couple times there was a shot clock violation. He's going to compete his ass off on that end. 6 foot, but a 6'5" wingspan, that 223-pound frame, son of a football player, an NFL player. Like, he's going to be fine, guys. I truly do think that, especially in a scaled-down role. You got to remember, in college, he wasn't a stocks guy. He had a few steals tonight. You can't really gamble if you're the guy, if you're the engine on offense, and they need you to be on the floor at all times. Like Darius Acuff, people were just like, oh, he's the worst defender I've ever seen. And it's just like, well, no, he's kind of really important to what they do there at Arkansas. And, he played a lot better defense than people gave him credit for in his first summer league game. We'll see where that goes. But for tonight, I do think Bruce Thornton looked like the best guard, which, again, everybody's saying, I want Isaiah Evans. He did not play. What was their game, tonight or yesterday? The Julius Randle trade still hasn't been completed, and he was a part of that trade back, so he can't play. And who's the other guy? Malik Thomas. Let me see my notes. Malik Thomas had 20 points. He did not have a better game than Bruce Thornton today. Not at all. And he's more of a shooting guard anyway. But let's talk about Bruce Thornton. Like I said, my last slides didn't do it justice. We're getting a mature player. You know what he brings. Actually, some people don't really know what he brings. We're talking about a 99th percentile win share guy. A complete assassin in the mid-range. 99th percentile. 99th percentile adjusted plus minus. 98th percentile assist to turnover ratio. Like you said, I compare myself to Van Fleet, and like, hey, you know what, real quick, what a humble kid. He's the son of an athlete, two athletes really, but just a humble, hardworking kid. Like, I believe in this guy's spirit, just like why I love Amin Thompson so much. I love that competitiveness that he shows. Again, the other guy, big guy's trying to back him down. Good thing that dude is built like a fucking tank. But like I said, he's going to take care of the ball. He's going to fit right in. Raphael Stone, he talked about it for a little bit. If you guys watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. What else? A pick and roll savant, a maestro, whatever you want to call it. 98th percentile as far as being a pick and roll engine when you factor in his scoring and passing. 94th percentile just in pick and roll scoring. And again, the guy's not athletic, even though his dad's a professional football player. Okay, yeah, how does that make sense? 95th percentile at the rim, despite being only 6 foot. But again, I would say built like a running back. But these linebackers nowadays, they're getting smaller and smaller. 81st percentile in ISO. And you go, oh, he's muscular. He can't shoot, can he? I got back-to-back years of proving otherwise. 91st percentile in catch and shoot threes. What about that floater game? He made a couple and ones, if I remember correctly. And we'll see. The whistle will get better at the pros. And you got to remember, like, those assist numbers will climb when he's playing with real pros. 93rd percentile floater game. 96th percentile true efficiency. This is a professional 3-level scorer. You know what you're going to get with this guy. And again, just the cool, calm, collective mindset of him. Again, I don't want to shit on everybody else, but he's not going to piss down his leg. Like, this guy is ready to go. As I mentioned with other guys, I'm giving you guys facts. Maybe I'll have egg on my face later, but I've been extremely high on this guy for a while now. Anybody that follows me on those other sites will tell you. If you saw me in the comment sections, I interact with a lot of you guys. Again, thank you to all you triple OGs. You guys know who you are. We've interacted on Locked on the Rockets, on the Will and Brando show, the B Block with B Scott, Robert Land. Amazing. All of those guys are amazing creators, for sure. Hats off to them. I hope to be there one day, and I can be with your guys' help. Now let's switch the focus over to one Quadir Copeland. If you guys also follow me, you guys will also know that I was over there smashing this dude, spamming him even in the comment sections of a bunch of videos throughout the process. Let's start off with the stats. In 30 minutes, he had 14 points. What do you have? 7 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals. He did have 4 turnovers and the 9 fouls, but again, the whistle's kind of weird. And then the plus 20. 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 3 from free throw. More on the threes in just a second, because I did put in my original videos, but again, I didn't have the slides, and maybe people can't appreciate it so much that his form has changed, and the shot, I do buy it for that reason. But real quick, he did things today that what was one of the Rockets' biggest weakness last year. We didn't have enough guys that could handle the ball. And Quadir at 6'6", with a 6'11" wingspan, and he's not a fake 6'6" either. Like, you got guys like SGA, Shea Grifter Alexander. He's listed at 6'6", and he's closer to 6'4" barefoot. Copeland is like 6'5.5" barefoot. He didn't go to the combine, but he went to the Portsmouth's Invitational. They got him listed at 203. He was probably like 214. He's a big dude for a point guard, and he is a legit point guard. He was a point guard in college, one of the better passers, ball creation guys in all of college basketball last year. Like Bruce Thornton, just has a mature game, and I was really impressed in there because you got to remember, with the Rockets, he's probably going to play, he could play 1 through 3 for sure, and he really did stick his nose out there defensively. That 6'11" wingspan, it shows up with the steals he generates, right? When he's got the ball, he can get downhill, he can get free throws, he can create for others. We saw that tonight. Just a cool, calm, collective, patient approach. He's got those he can foul bait you in college. I know he was one of the better guys that create in fouls. It's just, it's not an over the rim game. Even though if you watch him there, you will see that. You've seen him catch alley oops and he can dunk, and he's more explosive going like when he has the ball, because his handle is legit, man. His handle, for a dude who was undrafted, his handle is legit. He can really get downhill and attack. Maybe he's not crazy athletic side to side, but defense is about want to, right? Anybody that's ever played basketball, you know, how bad do you want to compete? Do you take offense when somebody scores on you? Because there's a bunch of guys who don't give a flying fuck about defense, right? On this team, for Ime Udoka, you are not going to get minutes if that is your mindset. Okay, so number one, he has that. The positional versatility and the want to defensively. Loved what I saw there. Just everything, the defense, the craftiness, all of that he showed at NC State. But before he went to NC State, he was not a good shooter, to say the least. He worked with renowned Phil Beckner, who you could ask Damian Lillard. This guy's an outstanding shooting coach. You know, they fixed a lot of things in his shot. They fixed the base, the hitch, everything. And we saw great results, 39.7% on less than 2 attempts. But the free throw percentage went up. And tonight, 2 of 3. More importantly, how did it look to you guys, right? Our eyes can deceive us sometimes, but you guys know what you guys are looking at. I'm not going to insult your guys' intelligence. We saw that step back. I said, oh, that's butter. You know, the other one, that form, oh, that's good. Even though I think he missed the second one, and then he made the third one. But it looked good. And this is another patient, crafty player who I think we'll see with the two-way. I believe you can play 50 games before they got to make a decision. I do believe that he will earn a regular contract by the time that's all said and done this year. We'll see. I know Raphael Stone, according to Ben DeBose, another good content creator, I think he has some affiliation with the team. He talked about they wanted to make the end of the bench a little bit younger. They don't want, like, you know, the mascot, Jeff Green, or a couple years ago, Bobin, or, you know, guys like Jay Tate. You know, he's a try-hard guy, and we need guys who can actually play and have a little bit of a higher ceiling. Isaiah Crawford did some good things today. I think he had 6 total stocks, but 5 of 16 from the field. But he looked all right over there. You know, you had Newton over there. Some of those guys are just really trying to make it in the league, and they're going to play and they're going to try to do their thing, and which is another reason about the summer league is filled with chaos, you know. And Bruce Thornton and Quadir Copeland to a lesser extent, but still, they looked cool, calm, and collective. They look ready to surprise. I truly do think that, and I'm not just saying this because I'm creating content. Again, if you guys follow me, you guys will know that these were 2 of the dudes, and probably more so. I follow the drafts in both NFL and NBA pretty hardcore, but this year more than ever, I spent a lot of time in basketball following second round prospects. You know, people were like, oh, this is the best draft ever, which I didn't agree with that. Don't get me wrong, the top of the draft was strong. And then I think the reason they said that was, well, number one, the depth, but we could look at it a few ways. You know, people say next year's draft is going to be weak. They just automatically assume that, and who knows? I mean, were all of you guys watching all these guys in high school? There's a little thing called development. We don't know if it's going to be weak. In this year's draft, I probably said it on a past video, but there were so many guys who weren't considered first-round picks last year. Like, probably at least 10 or 12 guys, you know, whether it was sophomores or juniors or even seniors, who were not first-round picks last year, who were this year. So yes, we could do the same thing for next year. There's going to be guys next year that are going to surprise. Fifth overall pick, Keaton Wagler, the 151st ranked freshman. Abuka Corey, you know, the Pistons traded up for him with the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies should have kept him, but nonetheless, the Grizzlies had a great draft overall. I really liked what they did to fit that grit and grind culture. He was 101st, so we're going to have freshmen that surprise and all that. But again, I'm starting to rant now, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I read every single comment. I try to respond to every single comment. Let me know what you guys think about the video. I don't expect this to crush the numbers. This is probably mostly for the hardcore Rockets fans, because that's what I'm doing. I'm here for you guys. I hope you guys will join me on this journey. Will you guys be those double OGs, those triple OGs? I hope so. We are here. We are going to cover, forget what the numbers on the channel do. We're going to cover the Summer League each game. I do apologize if I get it out less than the other creators. I am not yet at 1,000 subscribers, so I don't think you can go live until you get to 1,000. I mean, I just started 2 weeks ago, right? And I'm on West Coast time for everybody, so I apologize if this comes out to you guys late. I'm trying, and I try to provide a lot of context, and I try to give you guys my actual deep thought out opinions on what I'm talking about here. And this is the part where we can beat the algorithms. Can we get this video out? Can we like, comment, subscribe? Can we share it? There's like some new feature hype. Listen to this fucking guy, me, asking for everything. Now, I appreciate all you guys for tapping in with me, for real. This is your dude, Jet707. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.